Hello, Goddess. Welcome back to the Habits of a Goddess podcast, a podcast filled with self love, self care, and spiritual affirmations. My mission for whoever's listening to this podcast is that you find ways to empower yourself, attract the life that you desire, and feel supported on the self love journey. I have experienced a new way of opening up to the endless possibilities of healing and growing through sharing my voice. I'm your host, Jasmine Rasco. In today's episode, we will be talking about how to value yourself as a goddess, the secret to getting everything you desire in life. Also, if you're enjoying the podcast, don't forget to give Habits of a Goddess podcast a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. I love reading the reviews you guys leave. It means the world to me to see how truly the podcast has made a positive impact in your life. And when you leave a review, it helps other goddesses discover the podcast as well. So I have a quote. This quote is from me. The quote for today is, "When a person values themselves, you can see the evidence in their life. The way they walk, the way they talk, and the way they live will show you how they value themselves." Just let that quote sink in. I was just sitting here thinking about how important it really is for us women to understand the power we have when we value ourselves. Like, we are so unstoppable. We are so divine. And it shows when a collective understand the importance of knowing oneself. And speaking of knowing oneself, you should definitely get to know yourself before anyone can tell you who you are. So let's get into today's topic. You should know yourself inside and out. And I know sometimes when you are amongst friends or amongst family or, coworkers, sometimes it's so easy to be influenced by others. And if you don't have a clear sense of who you are as a person, you adapt other people's beliefs, you adapt other people's mindset, their theory. You can adapt and take that on. A book that I read like years ago, and I've actually mentioned this book before on live because you guys always ask, like, what books would I recommend for like self-help, personal development? This is a good book, and I'm going to link it in the show notes for you guys to check it out if you would love to read it. But this book is called The Mastery of Self by Don Ruiz Miguel. This book is an easy read. He's a really good author. Definitely check out his other books. But this book right here, I read a few years ago, and it really resonated with me. And it came at the perfect time. This was around the time I started the podcast. So this was probably about 4 or 5 years ago when I picked up this book and started reading it. But a certain chapter, I think the chapter or like a point in the book, it talked about self-love and acceptance. And he emphasizes the importance of self-love and self-acceptance as a foundational to personal mastery. By embracing one's fully flaws and all, individuals can transcend self-limiting beliefs and achieve authentic self-expression. Now, I love this because when you value yourself, you have self-love. You have self-acceptance within yourself. Like, it relies within you first. It's internal. And when you don't value yourself, you're looking external outside of you. And I have been guilty of this, where I was looking for something outside of me as a person. And I thought that my value lies in others. But in all reality, it comes down to you, the inside. And when you don't understand what it is that makes you unique, what makes you shine, what makes you authentic to who you are as a person, your character and all that, it's so easy to place your self-worth, or it's so easy to want to be accepted by others outside of you. And when you haven't fully accept your flaws, accept your image, it's so easy to look for others to approve you before you approve yourself. And I've been in this before. Like, I used to crave friendships, and I used to crave relationships and, family, to have their approval. I used to seek that in others. And it took me a while. And I learned this obviously through years of inner work, therapy, personal development books, and everything. It took me years to understand that everything that you are seeking outside of you is internal. Like, you have that inside of you, and you don't have to go outside to obtain it. And so when you actually take the time to digest his message, his book, The Master of Self, or you just take the time to digest yourself as a person and do some shadow work and understanding who you are, what you like, you will become unstoppable. Your value will increase as you are increasing your own self-worth, your own growth, and just learning more about who you are. We don't fully know who we are. When we turn 18, we graduate high school and we're into the world. Maybe we're going off to college, or maybe we're getting a job and start working right away, or maybe you get married really young. You don't really fully know yourself when you magically just turn a certain number, 18 or 21. Like, you don't really know yourself. You're just starting out in life. And a lot of times when people haven't taken the time to get to know themselves, they enter into relationships prematurely. They enter into friendships, and they start to seek what they need from that person. And it's not healthy because they will never fulfill you. It would always lead down to a disappointment, because what you desire, it is within you. And I know you may not understand it fully when you are in that role in life, but it really does take a certain type of person to have self-awareness and understand, like, hey, I don't really know myself. I find that I'm entering into certain relationships, or I'm attracting certain friends, and I'm realizing, like, it's just not my thing. And it's okay. You may hit like a certain point in your life where you realize, I don't really know myself. I haven't taken the time to get to know me. So you have to spend time with yourself and become one with your own inner being. Being in the wrong room will make you feel like you're not enough based on others' projections, influences, and limited beliefs. And when you are not in spaces that are nurturing, spaces that are reflecting your higher self, it's so easy to adapt unhealthy habits. It's so easy. And I encourage you, if you're like on this journey, this glow up, we just had a beautiful 4-hour live on YouTube. If you missed that, you should check it out. Habits of a Goddess YouTube channel. I also streamed it on Instagram for those who are not on YouTube, but we had a beautiful 4-hour live yesterday. By the time you hear this podcast, it was on Tuesday, and the topic was 2024 summer glow up tips. And one of my lovely listeners requested that episode. She wanted to chat about it. And I was like, this is a great time because summer's just here. And let's just talk about all things glow up for the summer. And the conversation, it was beautiful. Like, the flow, the ladies that were engaging. Thank you to those who tuned in. It was amazing. And we talked a little bit about everything. We talked about, creating healthy habits, the foods that you put in your body, your skincare routine, creating healthy friendships, relationships, all that good stuff. And it's so important to have the right people around you that's encouraging, that's nurturing you as you're developing and you're glowing up. And if you don't find that you have those people in your life, is be in solitude until you have self-mastery over your own thoughts. Because what you think, you become. What you think, you become. So if you think that you're this beautiful, high, divine goddess, you are going to radiate that from inside and out. But if you think that you're unworthy, you have low self-esteem, you don't have, the tools and resources or whatever it is, that you want to do in life, and you just walk around with a chip on your shoulder, then you're going to radiate that too. And you're going to attract unwanted relationships or friendships or just things that you're just really not wanting in your life. But if you value yourself and you take the steps to work on yourself, being in solitude is so needed in this season. Like if you find that you just started listening to the podcast, maybe this is your first episode and you just tuned in and you're like, whoa, Habits of a Goddess. What is Habits of a Goddess? Whether you just tuned in your first episode or you've been listening to the podcast since the beginning of the year or since the podcast launch, if you find that you haven't attracted your tribe, this is your season of solitude. This is your season to become a self-mastery of your own thoughts, to become a self-mastery of self-love. Self-love. Like let that resonate with you. Like how does that feel to love yourself in all aspects of you? The flaws and all, the imperfection, all of that. Your thoughts is pivotal to your self-growth. And I know it may sound redundant, but it's so true. It's so simple. When you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Do you take time for yourself? Being in solitude is a gift. It is a gift. And I spent years in solitude. I truly, the times that I really felt alone, like I didn't really have friends that were supportive or family, or I didn't have a relationship at a certain time. Like those were the years that the universe was like, I am going to co-create with you to make sure that you become the best version of yourself. And this is the season of solitude for you. This is your season of solitude. This is your season to get to know you. And if you're not taking that time to get to know yourself, you're going to adapt to other people. And it's going to be so easy to be heavily influenced around your environment. Like if you currently don't like your environment, you can change that, like you can actually change your environment with your own thoughts. You can manifest a whole new reality. But if you haven't taken the time to get in alignment, to center yourself, to attract your desires, then how can you see that for yourself? Others are not going to see it for you if you're not around the right people. Because if they don't see it for themselves, if they don't have happiness within themselves, if they don't have stability in themselves, financial freedom within themselves, how can they see that for you? So the years that you feel like you're embarking on this journey, you're glowing, you're leveling up, and you're just like in solitude, people are falling off left and right. This is your season of solitude. This is your season to get to know you and be your own best friend, because you are your own best friend. You don't need anyone else. You don't need someone else dimming the growth or trying to stop what is it that you want for yourself. So work on yourself. Become valuable. Start mapping out your dream life. Like we have 6 months left in this year. Take that time, create a vision board. Create a playlist from Habits of a Goddess. Create some affirmations that you want to have on repeat. Like focus on you. Take the attention off of others and focus that attention back onto you. If you have friends that surround you and you're not like, your group isn't like thriving, your group isn't like growing and looking at becoming like the best version of themselves, and you're like, do I see myself with these same group of people within the next, year or so? If you don't, this may be your sign to be in solitude, to you align yourself and attract different versions of you. Because we mirror the people around us, we mirror them back. And if you don't like what you see, be in solitude, work on yourself until you attract better. They value you when you value yourself and become less accessible. When I stop being in every scene, I stop declining invites. I did not feel the need to be in and everywhere in anyone's face. I was like, I'm going to work on me. I want the best for me. And right now, I want to direct my attention and resources towards me. I don't need to be at every party. I don't need to be in every room that isn't a room that's upgrading my energy, that's upgrading opportunities for me. And your energy is potent. It's sacred. Your energy is pure. And when you have been working on yourself from the inside and out, it shows external. It does. You must protect your own energy. Like if you feel like people are draining your energy and they're wanting to suck the life out of you, you need to fall back. They have too much access. They have too much power. No one should have that much power. This is a new level for you. So don't allow anyone to make you feel less than or inferior. You are a divine goddess. And remember that. No one is you. And that's your power. Call back your energy. If you've been feeling so drained lately, maybe you're leaking your energy, and it's just you have to take the time to reassess and reevaluate who's in your life, because you are valuable. The secret to getting everything that you desire is to know that it's already yours. Knowing that the universe is always in sync with your desires. You just have to embrace your true inner goddess and your essence, your life purpose, your beauty, your wisdom, your kindness, your intuition. You deem yourself worthy by showing up for you every single day. When you show up for you and focus on your personal growth and development and always improving your way of thinking, you hold a great deal of respect for yourself and others too. Like you value divine connections and hold space for those who are mutually respectful towards you too. That's valuing yourself as a goddess. If you find that you aren't being respected in your friendships or relationship or a certain family, it's time to cut them off. It's time. Because if you're around someone who isn't in alignment with the closeness to your heart, to your energy, if you find that they are just not in the space or their capacity to really be in your life, you've outgrown that situation. You've outgrown it. And because your energy is so potent, you must work on your skills. You must work and identify like what makes you valuable. And be picky. Be picky. Be so picky who you hang out with. Be so picky. Like you work on your skills that provides you inner peace, financial freedom, and allow you to create energy to flow in abundance. Like my creative ideas thrive when I'm in solitude because no one is draining or sucking the energy out of me. But even if I'm around people, because I've worked myself up to a certain level, to a certain status, like I know how to create a energetic bubble that even if I'm around in someone's company, they can't tap into my energy. They can't plug and charge into me because I will have this energetic wall up that won't let them. But if you find that it's not easy for you to do right now, you have to practice self-mastery. You have to become a master of your energy and who you allow into your life. Solitude. Be in solitude because you are a value goddess. You cannot simply fail in life, but you can simply improve and create a life you desire. You value that in yourself and honor that ever so often. You often see and acknowledge that in others too. And I know, like, I come across beautiful individuals and I can see the value in them. And a lot of times people could see the value in us before we see it in ourselves. And if they want it for us and they are secure and confident in themselves, they're going to remind you like how great you are. Like you are a divine goddess. Yes, yes, yes. You are intelligent, you're beautiful, you're confident, you're glowing. Like they're gonna like reaffirm everything that you are. And even if you may not fully believe it, the right people will just show you like, hey, I see you. Your curiosity allows you to see the world in a positive perspective. Like you glow and shine your light in the most beautiful, divine way. Like your happiness, your sense of worth and ability to bloom where you are planted, it gives you an intense feeling of contentment and gratitude because you value you and you trust that the right people will always align in your path. You'll move towards abundance and you'll live a prosperous life because you value you, goddess. And when someone knows that you are valuable, they will treat you accordingly. They will respect and honor you. But you must know that for yourself first. And if you haven't been feeling valued in friendships, relationships, or at work, family members, like if you haven't been feeling valued as a goddess that you are, I want to tell you that it's time to call back your power. It's time to call back your energy. It's time to get self-centered, self-focused, and prioritize you. Because when you put yourself as a priority, self-care, self-love, when you prioritize your feelings, your emotions, your inner being, and you like, I'm not going to give anyone my attention anymore until I make sure that my overall well-being is great. When you value yourself and you put yourself up there, others respect that. You're setting boundaries. You're setting boundaries of where your energy goes and how your energy flows. Where your energy goes and how your energy flows is a reflection of how you value yourself. I value myself enough to do the inner work. I value myself enough to look in the mirror and do the shadow work. I value myself enough to say yes to me and no to others. Like if it's not a mutual beneficial or if it's not benefiting me, no, we're not doing that. And you need to start doing that for yourself. A lot of times we're over giving, we're overextending, we're people pleasing. Why? Because you're not valuing your time, your resources, your energy. Certain things you can get back. You can get back money. Okay. You can make it, you can spend it, you can lose it, you can gain it, you can attract it, you can manifest it. You can get back money. But one thing that you can never get back is your time. Let that sink in. Your time is so valuable, and people know that. If I can take 20, 30 minutes of your time today, however long this episode is, and you leave feeling empowered, that's planting a seed in you. That seed will prosper and grow and nurture your mental, physical, spiritual, overall well-being. But if you're spending 20, 30 minutes entertaining things that is so low vibrational, it's leaking your energy. And that time that you spent entertaining that, where is it getting you from today? How is it making you better? So value your resources, value your time, because where your energy goes, your energy flows. And value your money too, because your money is essential. We need money today. And your energy is your currency. Money is currency too, but money is currency and money is energy. And your energy is vibrating high. Like if you've been listening to the podcast, I know from the reviews, the DMs, the comments, when we go live, you guys are, in the chats, you're telling me that you have totally upgraded your energy by just tuning in. So can you imagine what else you can do for the rest of the day when you're not listening to Habits of a Goddess podcast? Like how you can make yourself become more valuable, more confident, more beautiful, more financially stable. You got to start focusing on things that are upgrading those areas of your life. Upgrade yourself. You got it. It's within you, goddess, because you are valuable. I'm telling you this, but I need you to know this for yourself. I see way too many beautiful individuals who I know they've been in the wrong rooms way too long, far too long. And I know that maybe one day they'll cross path with this message, or maybe one of you guys may open up the possibilities and introduce this podcast, however it comes into play, right? But if you have been far too long in the wrong rooms and you've been feeling like your energy has been so drained and low, you have to start valuing yourself and prioritizing you. It's simple as that. And once you value yourself and prioritize yourself, that's when you will unlock everything that you desire. You will start manifesting more money in the bank. You'll start manifesting a romantic partner, a special person in your life. You'll start manifesting divine connections, new friendships, more traveling. Whatever it is that you have in your heart that you are seeking, you are desiring to attract into your life, once you value and upgrade your energy and understand how it works within you, internal, it's not external, it's internal. Once you value the simple principles of self-mastery, your emotions, like your emotions is so part of manifestations too as well. Like, what emotional state are you in? When you're listening to the podcast, do you feel at peace? If you feel at peace and just calm and soothing, like the other day when we were on live, one of the young ladies, she was saying, I'm at the spa and I'm listening to you and I'm just enjoying myself at the spa. Like, we were on live for 4 hours. I had no clue. The time went by so fast, but it was so rejuvenating. It was like a girls' day in with the girls, with the goddesses. And just like the young lady who was on live at the spa, she was like, I'm at the spa. Like, she was doing something for herself, self-care, spa day. But then she was also nurturing her mindset and tuning in and just upgrading her energy. Like, her energy was already probably at a 10. If I was at the spa, I would be at a 10. It's so relaxing. It's so soothing. I actually want to go and book a spa right now. But just knowing that you can totally transform how you feel, your emotions, your energy by your thoughts and creating healthy boundaries within yourself. Like, you can value yourself so much because you're a precious gem. And not everyone deserves access to you. Not everyone deserves access to you. And certain rooms, even though you get invited in those rooms, you can deny. You don't have to always go and walk into every room that you get invited into. If you don't find it's suitable for you, if you find that you rather spend your energy and time doing something else, you don't always have to say yes. You don't have to explain yourself either, because you value you, goddess. You value you. I love you. Like, I feel so fresh. I feel so good just sitting here talking and just sharing things from my heart. Growing up, like, I wish there was a me. I didn't see a me, so I became me. I became my higher self because I valued the little girl, the inner child. I went back and I corrected things. I healed things. I worked through them. And I value myself, my time, my resources. I value the friendships, the divine connections. I value you. I value you for tuning into this episode. I value. And I'm on this journey. And I know you guys are on the journey with me. You're listening, you're on the journey with me. I'm on this journey to continue valuing my higher self, valuing my personal development, valuing my financial freedom, valuing my inner being, valuing my beauty, valuing my physical health, valuing just me, my mental, my spiritual. Like, I value all of that. And I will continue upgrading my life. Every time you see me, it will be a upgrade. It will be an upgrade. So I want that for you too. So I value you. You should value yourself because you are a divine goddess. You are. You are. So remember to be kind and gentle with yourself. I want to leave you with an affirmation that you can repeat throughout the day. Place your hand over your heart and just take a deep breath and breathe. And repeat this affirmation after me. My value relies on my self-growth. My value relies on my self-growth. My value is on my self-growth. Just let that resonate with you. Let that really resonate with you and know that your value relies on your own self-growth. It doesn't rely on others. Don't let anyone tell you if you're valuable, if you're worthy or not. Like, you tell that to yourself every single day. You look in the mirror and you say, my value relies on my self-growth and I am valuable. Just tell yourself that every day. Thank you for listening to this episode. If it resonated with you today, leave us a beautiful 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Also, don't forget to come over to our Instagram at Habits of a Goddess to connect with our community and comment under our most recent post of your thoughts of the episode. I love interacting with you, goddesses, and I appreciate your love and support. Don't forget to share the podcast and tag us at Habits of a Goddess. Have a beautiful day.